morning once again, children. I have come again in front of you to take the chapter of Beehive, the fun they had. Yesterday we have learned and read the chapter up to the 6 paragraphs. I am hoping that you have remembered the story of the chapter. But as a recap, I am announcing and I am telling you again the summary up to the 6 paragraphs. Here is the story about the future study. Here in the story, there are two main characters, Margie and Tommy. They are the brother and sister, and Margie is younger and 11 years old, and her brother Tommy is 13 years old, and he is having a book. So they are describing about the book, because this time they are living in future in 2157 year, and they are not expecting that in the past generation, in the past time, the generation or the ancestors are living through the books and studying and teaching and learning through the books and the writing materials. So they are discussing about the book, and Margie is shocked, and sometimes she is upset also, and she is showing here that how much hatred she is having in her heart and mind about the computer teachers. So now should we start our chapter from the 7th paragraph. A man isn't smart enough. Sure he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. He knows almost as much, I betcha. Margie wasn't prepared to dispute that. She said, I won't want a strange man in my house to teach me. They are discussing about the teacher, because that time in the previous studies, in the previous time, there are the men, the human beings, to teach the chapters. So Margie is asking to Tommy, a man isn't smart enough, that if there are the men and they are there to teach to our grandfathers, grandfather and ancestors, so maybe they will be the smart persons. Sure he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. And he is replying, yes, maybe they will be smart. Smart means here, smart means active. Yes, so Tommy is agreeing and he is saying, yes, they will be active and it will be known better by my father. Margie wasn't dispute, means Margie is not there to dispute. Dispute, to be entered in the fight. So here also the dispute means written disagree with, means she is not wanting to agree with that matter, so she is not there. She is saying, I won't want a strange man in my house to teach me. She is not agree that any strange person, any human being may come in her house and he will come to teach her. When he is disputing and when she was asking about the human teacher, then Tommy was saying he knows almost as much, I betcha. He is surely saying that my father, here he is belonging to his father. So he is saying he is better knowing about the teacher, about the human being, I betcha. Betcha means bet you, means surely he is saying, surely he is confirming his statement that the man is known by my father betterly as I am knowing. Tommy screamed with laughter. You don't know much, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. Again, when Margie was disputing and Margie was not believing on Tommy's talks, so Tommy was saying that Tommy screamed with laughter. Scream, shouted. He was shouting with laughter, means he was laughing too much in a loud voice. And he was saying, you don't know about the teachers. They are not there to come at home. They are having their own homes or the buildings where we have to go to learn the chapters. And all the kids learn the same thing. Sure, if they are the same age. All the kids learn the same thing. This line is asked by Margie. Margie is asking, and all the kids are there to learn all the things, all the chapters. So they are learning at the same time, at the same things. So Tommy is replying, yes, surely they are learning the same thing. Now start 8th paragraph. But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently. But my mother says a teacher. He is saying that Margie is saying that my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl. Means when all the boys and girls are there to learn the things. So they are saying that my mother always says that the teacher is there. He is used here, the teacher. Teacher is there to adjust, to fix, to settle the mind of each boy and girl. And each kid has to be taught differently. Means according their behavior, according their mind, according their score. Means each and every boy or girl is not having the same mindset, is not having the same knowledge. So the teacher is there to know how they have to be prepared their chapters, how the student will know to learn the topics. Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book. Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. Here, the they is used for the computer teachers. So here they are not using their style, their accuracy to give the accordance, to think about our minds. Only they are here to learn, to see only the single person's mind. I didn't say I didn't like it, Margie said quickly. At randomly, he was saying, he was giving the answer on Tommy's talks. I didn't say I didn't like it. Again and again, he is pressurizingly saying that computers are not better, but the human beings are better. But Margie is again and again opposing him and saying that I am not liking the computer teachers. I am not there to do the work through the computers. She wanted to read about those funny schools. Only after knowing the incident about the schools and the books, she is only wanting to learn about the school. She is only wanting about the stories of the school. She is not knowing anything about the school. But when Tommy was explaining about the schools, about the teachers, so these all the talkings or incidents are looking just like the fun. So here funny schools are describing. They weren't even half finished when Margie's mother called Margie school. They were engaged in each other's talk. At that time immediately the call was there of Margie's mother. And she was calling Margie, now it's time for school. So be ready for come to the school. Here school is used for computer teachers, computer learning classes. Margie looked up. Not yet, Mama, now said Mrs. Jones. And it's probably time for Tommy too. Margie said to Tommy, can I read the book some more time with you after school? When Margie's mother was calling her, then she is not agreed to go there for the study. And he refused, she refused, they refused to go there. Now Mrs. Jones is regretting and Mrs. Jones is giving the order, no, just now you have to come for the classes. And it's probably time for Tommy too. And she is also saying for Tommy that no, Tommy's time is also there. Tommy will go also for the study. Now Margie is saying to Tommy, then can I borrow your book and can I read the chapter? Can I read the topics one more time with you after the school? She is agreed to go in for the computer mechanical teacher training, and she is asking to Tommy that she is showing her willingness that she is wanting to read the more chapters and more topics after the study by the computer teachers. Maybe, he said nonchalantly. He walked away whistling, the dusty old book tucked beneath his arm. When Margie asked and when she requested to give the book for reading after the study, after the computer teacher's class, then without any attention, he said, Tommy replied, maybe yes, maybe you can take. Here, nonchalantly means carelessly, means without showing too much enthusiasm, too much excitement. He walked away whistling. He moved from that room and he was in good excitement because here whistling word is used and he is moving from that room to whistle. The dusty old book tucked beneath his arm. Beneath his arm means with the, just like that, in his arm, beneath his arm, he was moving from there to put the dusty book. Dusty is used here because it was the old book. Maybe some little bit dust particle will be there. So the writer is saying and showing that this is the old book. Margie went into the classroom. It was right next to her bedroom and the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. It was always on at the same time every day except Sunday and Saturday. Now they have entered in their classroom in front of the mechanical teacher. What is mechanical teacher? The computer screen, the computers. So Margie entered in her classroom. It was just next to the room where they were discussing about the book. They came now in the school room. The mechanical teacher was on, means the computer screen was on and it was flashing and it was on and at the same time, at the same manner except the Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays and Sundays are there to show that these are the weekends and on Saturday and Sundays there are no any class through the computer teachers. Here the mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen. Here is the picture in the book and the students are sitting in front of the mechanical teacher and they are learning. Because her mother said little girls learn better if they learn at regular hours. Every time the computer master, the computer teacher is on at the same time and her mother also, the little girl mother also said that whenever the little girls are there to learn, little girls are keen to learn anything, it will be only then when the regular schedules will be there. So in simple way means when you will be regular at studies or at any work, then you will get more and more. The screen was lit up and it said, today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot. Just like the manner teacher does. Before starting the chapter, they ask the homeworks. They ask the previous assignment. Here is also the message on the computer screen. It was flashing and it was written. It said, who said? The computer teacher. The computer screen said, today's arithmetic means, first of all, it shows that today's class will be of arithmetic, will be of mathematics, and the additions will be there. So first of all, I need the homework of previous class. Margie did so with a sigh. She was thinking about the old schools they had when her father's grandfather was a little boy. Margie did so, as the computer teacher instructed, as she did. She put all the answers and she gave all the answers on the slot of the computer screen and she was only thinking about the book. She was only thinking the previous school. Only she was in deep desire and she was only in deep thinking then how the grandfather's grandfather were there to learn to take the studies when they were the small boys. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came, laughing and shouting in the courtyard, sitting together in the classroom, going home together. At the end of the day, they learned the same thing, so they could help one another with the homework and talk about it. For whom she is talking? For whom she is thinking? For the olden days schools, for the old ancestors, kids, and for the previous schools. So she was in deep thinking and she was thinking how they are lucky that they togetherly go and they have the fun. And also she is thinking about the schoolyards. They sit together there in the schoolyards, they laugh and they shout, they get the fun there together. And she is thinking about the schoolroom, how they are there to get the studies. And when the day ends, how they come to their homes with the fulfillment and with the full enjoyment, and how they are lucky, then how they sit together and how they do the homework to discuss with each other. But now here I am alone and I have to do my own work myself only and no one is here. And the teachers were people. Again she is thinking about the person that the teachers, that time the teachers were the people, the human beings. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen. When we add fractions half and 1/4. The mechanical teacher is on, means he is there, it is there to give the knowledge. It is there to teach Margie, but Margie is in deep thinking and the computer teacher is flashing the message. Because which chapter was there? Fractions, mathematics, arithmetic. So he is asking about the sums. He is saying we add fractions half and 1/4, but the flashing was half. The message was half. Margie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had. But Margie didn't notice anything on the screen. Only just half portion she read, and she was only thinking about the old persons, how the person were there and how they have got the fun. That's why the chapter's name is there, how they have got the fun at the previous time, at the older days, how they have known about the fun. So the chapter's name is The Fun They Had, means in the previous times how the grandfathers or grandfather's grandfather had taken the studies through the fun. Thank you. That's it. Now we have completed our chapter today, and tomorrow I will bring another new excited thing for you, either grammar or English literature. So thank you for liking. Don't forget to share my channel. Don't forget to subscribe it, and please keep liking it as you are doing it. Thank you so much.